Hello and welcome back to the podcast where one of them's a replicant. Welcome back to another episode of Love, Death and Movies podcast, internet's number one film breakdown and review show. The show that crushes to watch this week after week. Every couple of months is a different genre. Every week of that couple of months is a different film in that genre. So follow us and everything. John's to the right. Let's watch the movies. With me each and every week, Ash vs. Movies. Ash, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Maybe this episode's going up late, a week late. My bad.
We're sorry.
I was just sick last week. There's nothing more to it. Don't read into it. And I just woke up and I just messaged Ash 20 minutes before we were supposed to record. I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't talk. Which is probably the one thing you need to be able to do here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Ash, we are continuing with our 80s bangers with Ridley Scott's Blade Runner. Definitely not a first watch for either of us, I assume. Great movie though, but Ash, it's been a couple of weeks since we've actually caught up.
Mm-hmm.
How you been doing? What's been happening?
I've been so busy. This is the busiest I've been all year, the last 2 weeks, and it's catching up to me. I am drained, but it's been good. Yeah, I went to the Hilary Duff concert. I don't know if I talked to you before or after that.
So
that was
sick.
a lot of fun. That was very nostalgic. I saw her when I was 12 or 13, so it was 20 years later for me.
Cool.
Which was actually kind of funny. I didn't realize that was the last time she had come to my area. She said was in 2007, and that's when I went. And so she hadn't been back since then. So it was kind of a fun little full circle moment. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. Went with a couple of my friends, and then had a wedding out of town. That was my first vacation, if you want to call it that, this year. So just 2 hours away, but little 48-hour vacation away from home, which was nice. Got to see all my closest friends from college. We all don't live in the same city, so that was really fun. Saw some people from college, at the wedding that I haven't seen in over 10 years, and it was a lot of fun. It was an Indian wedding, so there was just all these choreographed dances, and everyone was wearing beautiful outfits, and there was the food was great. It was a buffet style. A lot of vegetarian stuff, which was actually really fun to try. Paneer, which I'd never had, which is cubed cottage cheese, in a sauce. Lamb. So yeah, really enjoyed the food. And my favorite part, besides obviously watching my friend, be in love and married, was well, she had this saxophonist who was just killing it. She was walking around with her saxophone, dressed cute in this little Indian pant top getup, and she would just listen to whatever song was playing, and she would on the spot learn how to play along and add to it with her saxophone. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
So cool.
And that's the moment I realized I'll never really accomplish much of anything in my life compared to that girl. So bravo to her. But yeah, it was just a lot of fun. And then just been kind of busy since, work, and then had my nieces Friday night for a sleepover, right into going to my mom's to visit more family that's from out of town right now. So just a lot of, going here, going there, seeing a lot of people, which was great. But I'm ready for a breather, which I will get this coming up weekend, which will be nice. And as far as what I've been reading, I think since I talked to you last, the only thing I've read is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I think I had finished The Tenant last time I talked to you.
Yeah,
but
I think you had. I think you're just starting Seven Husbands.
Yeah. So I finished that just 2 days ago. Absolutely loved it. I think I even loved it a little more than Atmosphere. It's the same author, but both 5 stars. Just incredible books, incredible stories for very different reasons. Very excited about Taylor Jenkins Reid, so I'll definitely be reading more from her in the future. And then I'm now starting A Fatal Affair, which is one I picked up from a used bookstore from AR Tour. It's kind of funny because I just got done reading a book about Hollywood and a famous actress and the celebrity life, and now I'm going directly into a thriller about a murder that happens amongst celebrities. So just kind of continuing that subgenre, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much that's me. That's all I've been up to.
Yeah, nice.
What about you, besides being sick?
Yeah, I'm fully on the mend. I just, a cough just lingers, but other than that, it's fine. This is it's really early in the morning for me, so if my voice sounds really husky, it's something like that. I am very okay. It's just because I just woke up.
He's not okay.
I'm not okay. Be good. Works insane for good and bad reasons, but we'll be
Hmm.
fine. We just move. You know, it's just that time of the year. Will be sweet. I think the only thing outside these movies I've watched is The Odyssey again. I've seen it 3 times.
You've
It's
seen it
got
every time you log it. Adam's like, Harry saw it again, and I was like,
yeah.
I guess so.
It's so good.
I'm seeing it
It
this weekend. I forgot to tell you that part. That's what
oh
is to
hell
come.
yeah!
I'm seeing it on my birthday on Saturday, so happy
Did you
birthday
see
to me.
my letterbox review for my third one?
I
My
think
letterbox
so.
reviews have been fucking peak
They've been pretty good.
for this fucking film.
Don't let it go to your head, but they've been pretty
No,
good.
it's already in there. It's cemented. I said I'm gonna show this movie to my cat and tell her that that's what I have to go through to get home to her every night. Even though I don't live with the cat yet. It's kind of just preempting it, which is
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
I showed that to Megs, and Megs is like, "She's not your cat." She gets really jealous that cat loves
She's
me.
like, I've been raising her. You just hopped in here halfway
Yeah,
through.
exactly. The cat does the thing where like the cat loves to just sleep on people at night, which is great. So cute. Sure, it's a little ball of heat,
Hmm.
and it's like she's a very small cat. It still weighs probably like 3 kilos, and if you have that just sitting on you
Hmm.
for hours on end, it hurts. It
I
really
understand. Yeah. Scooter has a
so
lot of heat generated as well.
she does a thing now where she waits until I'm asleep, and then she climbs on me and sleeps on me.
Smart.
So then I wake up at like 4 a.m. and I've got this little snoozing cat on my legs, but now my legs are the temperature of the sun, and I'm like everything hurts, and I'm like, Maisie, you need to get off me right now. You need to get off me right now. And she just looks too cute, so you don't want to really move her. But
Absolutely.
that's good. So yeah, Odyssey. I interviewed Eli Roth last week.
Oh, really? For Ice Cream Man?
Yeah, for Ice Cream Man. Those clips should come out today. I just got to edit them to be honest, but I just clip them up. I literally just
That's
clip.
cool.
But I have to do a little bit more because he kept swearing, so I have to kind of edit things out. He's probably one of my favorite people I've ever interviewed.
He seems
He's
cool.
he's so sick. He's so awesome. Like I was telling him about like how one question I had for Ice Cream Man is introduced it basically be saying that this movie reminded me of the movies that me and my brother used to convince our mum to rent us from Blockbuster back in
Uh-huh.
the day. He's like, that's exactly what I was fucking going for. So he's like, almost like yelling. He's like, yes. He's like, it was
That's
unreal.
amazing.
The more I think about the movie, the more it's just like really dumb fun. It's really
You've
fun.
seen it.
Oh yeah, I saw it a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it's
I'm looking forward to it.
insanely gory. Like,
Yeah.
but the best part, there's like, this this isn't a spoiler at all. Like, there's a lot of this is one of the points I was talking to him about is that there's heaps of gore that is face value, like right in front of you, like you see it, it's part of the scene. But there's heaps of gore just like in the background of just like people that have been killed, and that's just how their bodies are left.
Yeah.
And I was like, one of my favorites, just like you like the camera's panning past, you just see this head in this basketball net, just like this head just sitting there, which I think is
Oh,
hilarious.
gosh.
And he goes, yeah, another one that you might not have seen is there's a slide in the background, like a playground slide, and the janitor's cut in half, and we stuck a broom up his ass. Like that. So when you're watching it, watch for that. And it's like
How
things
can I
like that.
forget that after you said that to me? It's going to be
Yeah.
ingrained in my brain.
Yeah, he's funny. He's funny. What I've been reading, hilariously, I'm reading Atmosphere. I'll probably finish that next 2 days, and then I'll move on to Tenet. Because I think Tenet will take me like a day, maybe two.
It's so easy. Even I finished it in like 5 days, and I was like kind of busy that week, and it still went by pretty fast.
Yeah, sweet. So that's kind of what I'm reading, and then I bought a. What was the new book that I bought yesterday? No, that's not it. Fuck, I bought a new one. I thought that you'd. The Troop by Nick Cutter.
Haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, it's like a thriller, and heaps of people giving it 5 stars. So, and I found it.
Like
Um,
TROOP?
Yep, I think that's it. Yeah, but I'll see how that is. Maybe I'll read that first because it looks very easy to read. We'll see. We'll see how I feel on like
Okay.
the time.
You liking
Um,
Atmosphere?
Yeah, loving it. It's just so well written. It's just so real. If you know what I mean? Like it just
Oh,
it
absolutely.
doesn't feel like it's written.
It feels like just like life. It just feels like a human story, very much
yeah.
so.
I love Joan.
Joan's
You know,
great.
one person I hate.
Lydia?
Lydia's fine. I reckon Lydia's like a product of everyone's making. Barbara.
Oh, Barbara, the sister. Oh,
hate
she's
her.
the worst.
Dude,
The worst.
she's
Straight to jail.
She's awful.
Yeah,
She's
you
so
just wait,
gaslighting.
Harry. You think you hate her now, you're gonna hate her even more.
Yeah, because I'm like 200 pages in, and she like just got back from the like going to New York and just
Okay.
dropping
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Francis.
hmm
By the way, I love Francis. Love her.
Frances is great.
She's a sweet little girl. This will be made into a movie, isn't it?
I don't
Atmosphere?
think so. This one is her
I thought
newest
it
book.
was.
It just came out not that long ago.
I thought it was. Is Atmosphere?
I'm not, if it is, I haven't heard of it.
I don't think it's like. I think it might have just been auctioned. Yeah, it's been made into a movie. Yeah, but it's like
Okay.
that's all we know. It's getting produced by Leica. It's
Hmm.
got directors already associated to it. It's the people that directed Captain Marvel. They're
Hmm.
writing and directing it. Kind of makes sense. Captain
Hmm.
Marvel is not great, but it's
It's not offensive.
space-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not offensive. It's very, very true. But it's great. So, release date as of mid 2026. The film is in very early development, no
Yeah.
cast or anything like that. So we're still a while away. But
Okay.
that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's very cool. Because I thought it was because it reminded me of Yesteryear. Because Yesteryear just came out and it's already auctioned for like it's
That's true.
and a
That one
half
didn't
away.
surprise me because of the content. I was like, this is such a like 2026 type of movie, you know,
Right.
to get made. But Atmosphere, because it's set in the 80s, I wasn't sure.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that's so sick. But yeah,
All right.
loving it so far. But yeah, I'll yeah next not next episode, but the episode after, I'll definitely be able to chat about new ones.
Yeah, yeah.
But is that it? Is that all?
That's
Is
it.
that all that's going on?
That's life.
Yeah, nice. Well, let's get into it. We are talking about Blade Runner, directed by Ridley Scott. Came out in 1982. Budget of 28 mil. Box office of 42 mil. So it was all right. But since then, it just became a huge cult hit. So, quick synopsis is a Blade Runner must pursue and terminate 4 replicants who stole a ship in space and return to Earth to find their creator. Ash, tell me about your history of Blade Runner. What do you think about Blade Runner? Are you a Blade Runner?
Okay, so I watched this on July 11th, just FYI. So
Yeah,
it's been a couple of weeks.
It's been a couple weeks.
Um, I don't know why this happens to me a lot, but I'll have movies that we pick that I thought I had seen, and
You've
then I
never seen
watch it
Blade Runner.
and I like have no recollection of anything about it.
Sick.
I think it's because of social media, you see so much of like characters and you like think you've seen it. You know, I don't know if you do that too, but I feel like that happens a couple times with like these bigger movies where I'm like, "Oh, I've seen that." Surely. And then I watch it and I'm like, "No, couldn't have told you anything that happened." So, anyways, yeah, this was one that I started watching it and Adam and I both were like, "Oh no, we have not seen this." We both thought we had and we definitely haven't. So,
That's
um
awesome. That's
yeah,
such a
so it was the
good.
first watch for me
Hey,
and I
that's a
liked
great.
it.
Yeah, it's a great first watch to get off.
I liked it a lot. I can't say I loved it. I don't know
Sure.
what it was about the story and the pacing. It kind of took me in and out of it a little bit. I definitely think it's one that I want to rewatch again in like 6 months and just see if it changes, or maybe even like try to see it in theaters if it ever gets re-released near me, like you did. Because I feel like that kind of movie, like on a big screen, undistracted, just like fully immersed, might be a little bit better. But
Mm-hmm.
visuals, score, like some of those shots in the rain, really, really loved it visually. Very appealing, like the cyberpunk kind of aesthetic, obviously very fun, really liked that. And Harrison Ford, one of my favorite actors, he's great always. I felt like the first 45 minutes, I was like really hooked. And then after that, the pacing and like the way it would like linger on these like long, long scenes, and then like other scenes would be like really quick. And it just, I couldn't really
Mm.
like get into the story. I felt like I was supposed to feel very like emotional
Yeah,
by the end, and I didn't. So that tells me that like the story didn't really grip
didn't
me.
really
And
capture.
yeah, so that was my only bummer about it. But otherwise, like from a technical like filmmaking standpoint, I really loved it.
Hell yeah, nice. Um, wow, the first watch. Wow, that's cool. I think this does benefit from multiple viewings for
Okay.
sure. Um, I really like this movie. I think the movie's great, but I am very much on the camp that I think that Blade Runner 2049 is the better film. Um, I think this is just such a like a good standpoint of 80s sci-fi, where it, like
Yeah.
how much influence that it brought upon. I really want to read the book. I think it's called like um, Do Robots Dream of Electric Sheep? I think that's what it's called.
Hmm.
Um, but it sounds really cool. I think it's just like there's just so much in this movie that is just drips with style. I think the
Yes,
score is
absolutely.
beautiful. I
Hmm.
little snapshot into my life. Like whenever I need to lock in for work and do just non-stop work and not talk to anyone, I pull up the end credit score of Blade Runner and put it on a loop,
Okay.
and it's so sick. It's cool, but it just like lets you zone in. I agree with Harrison Ford. He's unreal in this. Um, there's just so much in this for me, at least, that just like continually like that influences everything else that comes after it.
For sure.
But I don't think it's a hot take to think that it's not that great. Like as
Yeah, I
well.
saw a lot of reviews that were similar to mine, where it was
Yeah,
like
I don't think
people
it's
kind of
hot.
saying like the story's not the greatest, or like it's a little overrated, but still like very influential, very stylistic. I mean,
Yeah.
I love 2049, but I got to see it in theaters and I got to like really be immersed into it. And this one I didn't get that chance. So I feel like they're very different, but still overlap in a lot of ways. So I'd like to give this another chance down
What
the
do you think
road.
of 2049?
I loved it when it came out. Like I thought
Yeah.
it was not like my favorite movie of all time, but I thought it was incredible. I
Yeah,
remember really being wowed by it.
I think it was last year or the year before. My cinema also did a double feature where it showed both of them back to back.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and man, like 2049 is just my shit. I love that movie so much. That movie is
Yeah.
great. But this is like, yeah, it felt great and everything like that. It felt if, for this, it really feels 80s sci-fi for me.
Hmm.
I just love the settings and everything like that. I think it's just really cool, but I also totally get you. This is nowhere near a 5 star for me. Like,
Yeah, it's got that nice like kind of almost like cartoony anime type of
yeah,
cheese
that's the
to
way
it
to
that
put
the
it.
80s brought, which I do really love, which is why I was bummed that the story wasn't really like working for me because I was like,
Mm,
dang, the style is like it's right there. So maybe it's just one of those ones where it's a little bit more style over substance for me, and that happens, and that's fine.
yeah, yeah. Well, let's get into it. In 2019, it's crazy that that was the
I
feature back then, right?
know.
In 2019, Corporation, sorry, it's early in the morning, so if there's a couple of these words I'm going to trip over, just please bear with me. Corporation has created a brand of robots so similar to humans they are called replicants. The replicants are virtually identical to humans. The Nexus 6 replicants were superior in strength, agility, and equal in intelligence to the genetic engineers who created them. Branded the Nexus 6, the replicants are used in off world exploration of other planets and as slave labor. After mutiny by a group of Nexus 6 replicants, they were declared illegal on Earth under penalty of death. The Blade Runner unit was formed to kill all remaining Nexus 6 on Earth. The killings were called retirement and not executions. In 2019, plea everyone lives in like huge tall buildings and has access to flying cars for teleportation. The Tyrell Corporation is housed in a large pyramid-like structure that itself already shows kind of god complexes.
Hmm.
Um, in Los Angeles in November, ex-police officer Rick Deckard, played by Harrison Ford, is detained by Officer Gaff, who likes to make origami figures and brought to his supervisor, Bryant. Deckard, whose job as Blade Runner was able to track down bioengineered beings known as replicants and retire them, is informed that 4 have come to Earth illegally. Bryant informs Deckard that the replicants already killed humans on the shuttle while they're on their way to Earth. As Tyrell Corporation Nexus 6 models, they have only a 4-year lifespan and may have come to Earth to try and extend their lives. Bryant knew that the Nexus 6 had been trying to infiltrate the Tyrell Corporation building, but one of them electrocuted by the security systems and the other got away. So Bryant ordered the Voight Kampf test to administer just in case a Nexus 6 tries to come in as an employee. This is the test that kind of shows if you're a replicant or human.
Is this when they're questioning?
Yeah.
What's her name? Rachel.
Yes. Rachel. Sorry. Also watched Batman Begins in the last couple of weeks. Yeah. So
So Rachel is ringing a bell. She's also the actress from Ace Ventura, and I clocked that
that's
like
what it's for.
immediately with her eyebrows and her
Yes.
eyes.
Well done. I thought I recognized it, but I just didn't go any deeper. I was like, she's from something. Deckard watches a video of a Blade Runner named Holden administrating the Voight Kampf test to distinguish replicants from humans based on the emotional response from the question. The test subject Leon shoots Holden after Holden asks about Leon's mother. Leon is now in custody. Deckard cannot understand why the Nexus 6 are coming back to the Tyrell Corporation. The Nexus 6 are designed to develop basic emotions on their own, of their own in time, and hence the VK Voigtkampf was built in as a failsafe to distinguish humans from replicants. Bryant wants Deckard to retire Leon and the other three replicants, which is Roy Batty, he's awesome, Zora and Pris. Deckard initially refuses, but after Bryant ambiguously threatens him, he reluctantly agrees. So that's kind of the beginning of the film. The beginning of the little part as well. Anything to kind of add there, Ash? I understand what you're saying. I think that overall, I think the story is cool, but the way it's kind of told throughout it, it's kind of like, meh. But I do like this idea of replicants kind of like becoming more than sentient and wanting more life and stuff. I think that's really cool.
It almost reminds me of the conversations we have even like now, and you see some movies about like it's more like, you know, AI and like robots and like do they have rights or do they have the ability to like be partially human? Like I feel like this conversation's been going on for a long time, but it's a really cool premise, and I feel like the way they kind of introduce like even that opening scene when they're interviewing that guy and he just kind of like goes berserk, like there's definitely like a lot to like be intrigued by, which is why I think I was a little bit bummed that it kind of starts to fall off, you know, towards the middle to end. But I mean, visually again, it's just so cool looking, and I feel like the set design like of the like city and stuff really cool. You can tell just like how much care was put into setting everything up, which I really appreciate in a sci-fi movie especially. So that part of it in this opening kind of 30 minutes or so, really just fun to see and really cool.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, agreed. I think it's so sick. It's just like, imagine seeing this for the first time in the 80s and seeing all these big sets and like the whole flying car shit. So sick. The Atari building. Unreal.
Yeah, I'm sure it was a big deal when it came out because this was what, like 4 years after Alien. So that's like obviously super cool, kind of, you know, moving forward into the genre, but that's kind of self-contained in this like one spacecraft. Like this movie really allowed them to like do a lot of world building, which
exactly.
we're so used to because we've grown up with movies with world building for so long. But yeah, at that time it was probably like, wow, this is mind blowing.
Revolutionary.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, wholeheartedly. Well, Brian has Deckard meet with the CEO of the company that creates the replicants, Eldon Tyrell. So he can administer the VK test on the Nexus 6 to see if it works. Tyrell expresses his interest in seeing the test fail first, and asks his administrator, asks him to administrate it on his assistant Rachel. Sorry. While there, he discovers that Dr. Eldon Tyrell's assistant Rachel is an experimental replicant who believes herself to be human. Rachel is given false memories to provide an emotional cushion. As a result, a more extensive test is required to determine whether she is a replicant. This is how it all starts. Events are then set into motion that pit Deckard's search for the replicants against the search for Tyrell's force to extend their lives. Roy and Leon investigate a replicant eye manufacturing laboratory and learn of J.F. Sebastian, a gifted genetic designer who works closely with Tyrell. Rachel visits Deckard at his apartment to prove her humanity by showing him a family photo. But after Deckard reveals that her memories are implants from Tyrell's niece, she leaves his apartment in tears. Imagine getting told that. That's
I know, it made me so sad. Just her entire like story was just sad.
Yeah, it's fucking heartbreaking. Meanwhile, Pris locates Sebastian and manipulates him to gain his trust. While searching Leon's hotel room, Deckard finds a photo of Zora and a synthetic snake scale that leads him to a strip club where Zora works. Ayo. Deckard kills Zora and shortly after is told by Bryant to also retire Rachel, who has disappeared from the Tyrell Corporation. After Deckard spots Rachel in a crowd, he's attacked by Leon, but Rachel kills Leon using Deckard's drop pistol. The two return to Deckard's apartment, and during an intimate discussion, he promises not to hunt her. So kind. As she abruptly tries to leave, Deckard physically restrains her, forcing her to kiss him, because that's really nice. And she reluctantly she ultimately relents. Deckard leaves Rachel at his apartment and departs to search for the remaining replicants. Anything can I add here, Ash, before we enter the last? I just love this whole. Like, I agree with you. I think this whole story arc of Rachel is kind of the heart of this film.
Yeah, no, definitely. I wasn't really like buying into her relationship with Deckard, like
No,
kind of
not at all.
develops from here, but I do like her as an individual character. I kind of wish they did something more interesting with her.
Rather than like
Um,
let's make her a love interest. I just love
this is
the
yeah.
yeah, because I guess there is the point of like, what do you fall in love with? Because like if he's falling in love with her, and it's like, and he knows that she's a replicant, but he still falls in love with her because of like probably the way she looks, but also the like her whole attitude towards life, etc. Like she still has such like an emotional soul that he can fall in love with. I think that's a good message. But I agree with you. There
Yeah.
should be more than just yeah, let's make her a love story.
It's hard because I agree with you and I think that there's something there, but I think that's where it goes into the storytelling.
Yeah,
That's for me to buy into like a love story. I think that's my issue with 80s movies. It's the same reason why like even with Top Gun, like I know it's a totally different movie, but like that
don't
love
bring
story.
Top Gun into this, Ash.
I'm just sorry. I was talking about it with my nieces the other day, so it's on my mind. But I have this issue with just like how romance is kind of written in some of these like 80s movies. It's just very unrealistic, and I don't
Yeah,
feel like they focus enough and like understand that for people to buy into the emotional weight of it, like it needs to feel a little bit more authentic. And these movies act like people literally just like almost like force love upon each other or like have two encounters and then they're like in love. Like it's just sort of it's just part of the time frame. But yeah, it's just not my favorite era for how like women characters are written in general. Just because you coming off of something like Alien, it's like I don't know. I know Ridley Scott knows how to like do a movie with a really strong female character, and this is a totally different story, of course. But I was just a little disappointed with where that kind of led. I feel like
I got to read the
she was
book because it
just
might have been just stemming from the book.
maybe, and this is yeah, source material totally different. So I don't want to blame him. I'm not saying that at all, but it's like I know that he can do a movie that's got that going for it. So I just feel like maybe they were trying to tell too much here, and maybe that's part of the whole book is like when you're going from an adaptation, you're not able to do everything, so you're kind of like rushing certain aspects of the story. And that could have just been what happened. Maybe it was just a little bit rushed in the 2 hour runtime
Oh yeah,
to not be able to include as much with them. But yeah, I do think that she's a really interesting addition to the movie. I just would have liked to see a little bit of a different arc with her, maybe just a little bit more time with her or something. I don't know exactly what would be the answer.
after you've watched this now, do you feel like you want to rewatch 2049? Because she's like,
Definitely.
yeah, she's a big part of it.
Yeah, I remember her the older like version of her, and then also I haven't seen it since it came out, so I
Mm,
definitely want to rewatch it. And I was telling Adam I want to do that sooner than later since we just watched this, so that might be something that I watch next month, maybe.
nice. Well, let's get into the last part. Arriving at Sebastian's apartment, Roy tells Priz the others are dead. Sympathetic to their plight, Sebastian reveals that's because of. Give me a moment here. Methuselah syndrome. A genetic premature aging disorder. His life will also be cut short. Sebastian and Roy gain entrance into Tyrell's secure penthouse, where Roy demands more life from his maker. Tyrell tells him that is impossible. Roy confesses that he has done questionable things, which Tyrell dismisses, praising Roy's advanced design and accomplishments in his short life. Roy kisses Tyrell, then kills him by crushing his skull. Sebastian runs
Brutal.
for the elevator. Yeah, it's nuts. Runs for the elevator, followed by Roy, who then rides the elevator down alone. Though not shown, it is implied by Bryant via police radio that Roy also kills Sebastian. Upon entering Sebastian's apartment, Deckard is ambushed by Priz, but he manages to kill her just as Roy returns. As Roy starts to die, he chases Deckard through the building, ending up on the roof. Deckard tries to jump into an adjacent roof, but misses, and is left hanging precariously between buildings. Such a good shot.
Hmm.
As Roy makes the jump with ease, as Deckard's grip loosens. Roy hoists him on the roof, saving him. As Roy's life runs out, he delivers a monologue about how his memories were lost in time, like tears in the rain. Great line. Roy dies in front of Deckard, who watches silently. Gaff arrives and shouts across to Deckard, It's too bad she won't live, but then again, who does? Deckard returns to his apartment and finds the door ajar, but Rachel is safe, asleep in his bed. As they leave, Deckard notices a small tinfoil origami unicorn on the floor, a familiar calling card that brings back to him Gaff's final words. Deckard and Rachel quickly leave the apartment block, and that is the end of Blade Runner. Ash, what do you think of Blade Runner? Give me a score.
Yeah,
Anything
like I
to
said.
add for the end as well?
Oh,
Sorry.
I mean, I think the ending, I think it's that scene of them on the roof is definitely like visually really cool, and I really enjoyed um kind of the way that those two sort of like ended up in that situation. I
Yeah,
did really also enjoy like Daryl Hannah's character. I thought she was really like funky and just really like interesting.
yeah,
Just the way she moved around and like her whole aesthetic was really fun. But yeah, I just didn't get like the emotional weight for me, like I said before. So I think that ending scene on the roof, like visually was amazing. And I really wanted to like feel what I was supposed to feel, but it just didn't like land for me. So I just don't know what exactly happened. I have to imagine it's just the pacing. Like I said, I think it just maybe wasn't done super well. Or if there is like this, book that it's based on, maybe they, kind of were trying to cut things out and it just kind of, the story came together a little clunky.
yeah.
But as far as like filmmaking and visually and score wise, it's really really well done, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And sometimes for me, that's enough. For me to like a movie is just to have all of that stuff really checking the box.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I did like a lot of the actors, not just Harrison Ford. So I gave it 3.5. I want to watch it again to see if it goes up, but. Yeah, a little disappointing, I guess I could say, just because I was expecting to love it. But still really glad I checked it out. I can really see how influential it was for the time. And I'm just glad to kind of know some of those iconic moments, even like the little final shape that he makes with the origami and all. I've seen, like people post that and I didn't really quite get it. So it's just fun to kind of like feel like I'm finally like understanding a really like, popular film,
Yeah.
especially to go back into watching 2049 again. I think it'll kind of be nice to go into it having seen what came before. So yeah, 3.5, and definitely think it's worth a watch. I just, yeah, for some reason, I think for some people it's just going to be a little, I don't know, underwhelming maybe.
No, for
I'm
sure.
definitely not the only one based on what I read on Letterboxd. So
No, definitely not. Like this movie gets better every time for me. I give it 4.5. I love this movie,
okay,
but like I started off when I first watched it, I was very close to you.
okay,
If I'm being honest, yeah. But the ending for me just hits way more than now than it does when I first watch it. I think it's fantastic. I just think the whole setting of this movie is just so. This is just like my favorite type of shit.
yeah.
Yeah. So like I love sci-fi. Sci-fi is probably my favorite genre of
Well,
anything.
and you love a good emotional sci-fi too. Like I
I
feel
love
like
emotions. Yeah,
I hate
big,
emotions.
I'm a big emotion boy. Um, but yeah, so I give it 4.5. I think it's sick, but I totally don't think that you're crazy. Like I don't think this isn't going to be a Top Gun thing. Don't worry. Which I think is still crazy. You bring it up as well. It's kind of nuts. But that is going to be it for Blade Runner. Next week, please watch Opera, Dario Argento's Opera. But until next time, we're just going to go into a quick draft, which we're going to do 1980s sci-fi movies. So Ash,
Yeah.
would you like to go first? I
Yes,
should
give
probably bring up the list.
me just a second.
Yeah. There's a lot to kind of go through, I think.
I did not fully prepare super
No,
well,
neither
but
do I.
I
And I'm
am
literally
going.
starting it now.
I think I'm just gonna go with probably my most like classic favorite 80s sci-fi film. So basic, but that's Back to the Future.
That's not basic. That's
Pretty true to me.
okay. So you did Back to the Future. That's pretty good. Sorry, I'm just creating the lists on my
Okay, I'm
computer.
writing it down as well.
Sweet. Back to the Future. Cool. Great pick, Ash. I don't think that's insane. I will go with, because you'll probably take this next. I'll take The Thing.
Yeah, I would have taken that next. That one's always so weird to me to consider sci-fi just because like I consider it more like horror, but I guess it is sci-fi horror.
Yeah.
Kind of fits a
It
lot
came,
of
it
genres.
came down in a ship.
Well, yeah, that's it. Like it definitely is. I'm just like in my mind, that's
Yeah.
not like where I go like
No, I get
initially,
you.
you know?
Yeah. Because they're all like in normal, like living.
Yeah. Okay, kind of like an off the wall pick for me, but something kind of that I think is just really fun. That I can't wait to rewatch it actually, and that's They Live.
Oh, sick. Good pick.
Got the
They
steelbook for that one.
live. Nice pick. Nice. Well, I'm gonna go with Empire Strikes Back.
Nice.
Just snuck in there in 1980.
I really want to rewatch that before I finalize I have it as like watched on Letterboxd but not rated because I haven't seen it since I was like a teenager. So I want to like actually figure out what my true opinion is on it because I rewatched the original on May 4th. So I need to like go through all of them and really make
Hell yeah.
sure I know my thoughts on all of them because it has been a minute. Okay, this is another basic pick, but E.T. I mean, it's
I
literally
didn't
my
think it was that
childhood.
basic. That's a great pick.
Basic as in like very popular. Trying to think of some that are a little
I
more
love
like
that.
under the radar.
Well, I'm gonna pick Akira.
Oh, that's what I was gonna pick. I should have not waited.
Yeah,
Dang it.
Akira's awesome.
It's a lot to absorb. Like my first watch of it, I was just like,
It's
that
a
was a
bit
lot, but I
overwhelming.
loved it.
It is a bit overwhelming, but it's fuck. It's cool.
It's so cool. Okay, well, I'll take a classic. I'll be back.
Oh, nice.
The Terminator. I'd rather have T2, but
Yeah, it's
what can you do?
90s, right?
Yeah.
I've got a story about T2. We'll say off. I can't say it on
Okay.
here. Yeah. So the Terminator. It's fucking wild. Nice. Well, I'll take Aliens.
Oh, that was 80s, huh?
Yeah, 86.
All right. Well, I don't even know if you've seen this, to be honest, but I guess for my final one, I'll pick The Fly. David
No, I haven't
Cronenberg.
seen The Fly.
So good.
I know.
Jeff Goldblum, Gina Davis.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Well, I'm gonna take Mad Max 2.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
It's fucking awesome. Yeah, Mad
Okay.
Max 2 rules. So
Nice.
nice. So, to recap, Mad Max 2. Ash had Back to the Future, They Live, E.T., The Terminator, and The Fly. Harry had the Thing, The Empire Strikes Back, Akira, Aliens, and Mad Max 2. So again, next week, please join us while we talk about opera. But until next time, I'm Harry, that's Ash. Love Death Movies. We'll see the movies.